Greetings, everyone. Janik, your host, Motivation Academy. That's me. In flesh, I'm real. Yeah. So tonight we're gonna talk about the interesting topic, and it's why people can't see what is so obvious. And there's a lot that is obvious, obviously. So I often ask myself, but today I was doing the reasoning about it on my own. And I'm like, I think it is a bit, it has to do with the packaging, the way it's packaged, the way it's presented to us. If I can go back with my own experience before I start seeing what is obvious, the obvious reality, because it's in front of our eyes. I think what prevents us from seeing it, from feeling it, from even acting in it, the reality is the packaging, the news. When it's presented to you, it's well presented. It's simple. It's not something too complicated to understand. It's very negative, so in that sense, it's quite easy to get. But also, it's the way that it's presented to us, like the person that speak to you. Like for many news channels, the news anchor, the guy that or the girl that present the news, it's pretty much uh, been the same here in Quebec for like Pierre Bruno. If you we talk about Pierre Bruno, it's like 40 something years, maybe more that he's reading the news on TV. So when he appears and you're on your TV, it's like big brother or a father or someone part of your family. So why would he lie to you? Why would he read a script? You know? But in reality, this is what's happening. So I think the packaging, same like when you go to the grocery store. If the packaging is nice, whatever product they want to sell you, whether it's fear, whether it's manipulation or food, or it has to do with packaging it. So if it's well packaged, if it's flashy, if it's you will often not even read the content or question the content. You will just buy the object or the news, or you will buy into it. So you will go and buy the product because the packaging is nice. So same thing with the army, with the all the armies around this across this earth that are decimating people, killing people like crazy. Why it is accepted by the masses? Because they have nice uniform. Again, the packaging. When you see someone on TV with a nice uniform, a tie, all kinds of stars, all kinds of uh, occult symbol, most of it on their uniform, you tend to like, whoa, you're impressed. So why would you question again what's being presented to you? So I think in this way we are a lot manipulated definitely on so many levels, and there's different layers of manipulation. You have to be able to see through that also. I was supposed to be on the Truman Show, but finally I'm here because I went out and I didn't think I was going to be back on time. So I reported our Truman Show to tomorrow early, 10 a.m. Me and Cindy. So yeah, so same thing for it goes like that for many stuff in life. I think it's the packaging, and that's why also often you will go and buy into a job or a course in CJEP or university, high school, whatever, because the way it's presented to you, the packaging around it, like the salary you will get, the way you see the doctor's dress. The costume is very important to sell your salad, to sell your lettuce, to sell your stuff. It's very important the way you are dressed, because if we would dress doctors like homeless, I'm not sure you would go to the hospital and willingly let them perform whatever they do on you. So they have to have a nice packaging. So that's why women also wear makeup, because it's all about the packaging, the look. So they go and just fall in the trap of putting makeup, thinking they look pretty and stuff. When in reality, it's everything is better natural, and that's why these things we see on the screen are very unnatural. But we have tendency to buy into that kind of stuff because exactly it's presented nicely to us without because sometimes I question a lot the fact that exactly why people don't see us, because don't see it. And I'm not talking about truth or stuff. I'm talking about the reality. The reality is what it is. It's not what it is on TV. That's the thing, because many beings thinks it's what it is on TV. So for them, that is enough, and that's what they've been used to. Also, their parent been watching TV or reading the news, the newspaper, and believing all that stuff. When there's no one in your circle of influence to break your bubble of ego, your ego bubble, you will probably stay into this for the rest of your life, unless someone come and shake you or a tragedy come and shake you. You will probably just go along with it, like many beings here go along with the lies that are rampant. I think it's not a secret. They will see some stuff, but not enough to or unless they have a tragedy, like I said, and then they deliberately start looking for answers to their existential questions. But other than that, they have all the answers already, and it's given to you by the screen. So often they are contented with very little. That's why also we do so very little with our lives, because we are contented with little stuff, bits and pieces, when we could have the whole cake, But no, we've been trained to be okay with bits and pieces, and we go along with that. We buy it in. We buy into it. So at one point, it's very clear. It becomes clearer and clearer why, like, take for example, I talk often about my mother, but I'm trying through her to understand how people think. Why people, when they also are presented with it, they reject it. They will run, like, tell someone stuff about reality, and if they are not ready for that, they will run and jump out the window just not to hear what you have to say. And that's exactly what she did. She shut the door completely because I was creating a glitch in her reality bubble, because it's like they have a reality bubble and that's all they perceive. So if you go there and try to poke the bubble, ooh, they will run. So who are they running away from themselves? That's why also I think Bob had a song, you can't run away from yourself. But that's what they do, uh, the muggle sheeple people of the earth, because that's a vast majority. Some of us see it. A lot of us have a clue that something is built on many lies that's been going on for centuries. It's always been like that. It's always a world that was built on lies, because that's the way you can also control the being easily. It's easier to fool them than to convince them they have been fooled. So they just keep fooling you with all kinds of nonsense. And until you see it and realize that you are stuck into that roller coaster of nonsense, that's what you will have: roller coaster emotional stuff happening to you. And I don't know, for me it's kind of, and also we have to be careful, because even the ones that think that they are not energizing the matrix, often that's the very thing we do. I think the best is to completely withdraw at one point from energizing this matrix, which is obvious and it's becoming real. That's the thing. The Matrix was always something in the mind of the sheeple or the people in everybody's mind. Oh, just give me a second. It won't be too long. Okay, that was my brother-in-law. Sorry for the small interruption. Because I have a burnt light on my car, and I was wondering what kind of light it was. So he said to do not take xenon no more. He said go with lead because it's burnt. So that's what I was talking about. So yeah, so I think the fact that we are completely blind and blind also now, why are we blind to our own being also to not but I think it's a conditioning also to not see our own greatness, our own potential, our own starting to bring to life a dream that is part of the dream of life, because we're in some kind of dream here. Sometimes it feels like it. So often I think it's like the dream of life, like Arthur says it often. Arthur always told me that. Said it's like the creator blew into a bubble, and that's the dream of life. So we're all into that dream, but some are more into a nightmare. Most are stuck into a nightmare and have let go of the dream of life and their own dream and stuff. But I think, yeah, that's it. It has a lot to do with the way it's presented to us. If I also, that's it, go back with my own experience. Before all this, also, you're very conditioned not to think too much also we're conditioned not to think too much to avoid any topic that triggers the ego or that yeah that is also very true. Oh, I think he has one. Okay, okay, I think I found my light. Yeah, found the light. Yeah, yeah, always look for more light in our life, more clarity. I think when you say you want more, you walk more towards the light. It's just because you're getting more clarity on your own existence and the world. That's what it's all about. Why am I waking up each and every day? Is it to execute exactly the same task as I done the day before? No, it's to get more clarity. So, but I found that I get a lot of that clarity by doing my own thinking. not to have so many voices in my head feeding me all kinds of stuff. So yeah, very very important to think for ourselves, to have our, that creates exactly a total different reality bubble that we can all experience. I don't know. To me, it's very simple to explain, and it shouldn't be very complicated to explain reality. It's more complicated to tell you lies and to convince you of nonsense than it is to tell the truth. So that's why also they go to such a great extent to manipulate us, to make us oblivious of oblivious of the system. Simple, but I don't know. Maybe some are meant to see it. Does it have to do with your soul being whole, or astrology, or I don't know. To me, it started by questioning, by having a desire to learn, and that allowed me to have more clarity. And day after day, I want to learn more and more. So that brings more clarity. I don't think it's rocket science here. Rocket science is nonsense anyway. So I don't think it's very quite easy to to have a grip on the reality. I think it's, but it's sad to see that a lot of people, you will even give it to them on a silver platter and with the whole fact and all the facts and all the, but they will still run away from you. Something, and in your very close circle. That's why uh, if I would have to redo what I've done, I would probably never open up to other people, because it's a quest you do on your own. It's, you cannot tell the truth to someone. You can simply just cannot tell the truth to someone. It's something that have to be realized. The reality, you have to realize it. Reality, realize. So it's close, those two words. It's because it has to be realized to see what's real. Because if I tell you, it's always third party or something like that. So it's not often, it's a representation. So you have your own two eyes to open them and see. And everybody should. But like I said, it's the conditioning, the lack of learning desire, could be that mixed together, and the packaging, the way it's presented to you, so you fall for it. And they have huge buildings. You know why people go to church? Just, I think it's the packaging. The building is big. It's full of symbols. It looks very. It's impressive in for the Muggle world to see a big me. Buildings doesn't impress me. I'm not talking about me, myself, and I here. I'm talking at large. People get very impressed at huge structure because it's very unfractal, and that's what they are. So you attach to what is very unfractal because your being is completely out of sync with reality. So this is again packaging. School, same thing. Big buildings, big halls, big. So it's, if they package it well, they will fall for it. If you would say, oh, the school is situated, and also it's the very place where it's situated, very important. Like in this, same as the government building here, and take for example in Ottawa, it's pretty big. Then, like all government offices and stuff, it's huge buildings, so it's impressive to them. You know, they, same for the police. Why the police? You are often like, it's just their uniform, because put them in any kind of uniform, it won't have the same effect. So just the way they package it, the lights, the red and blue lights and stuff, red shift, red pill, blue pill on top of the police car, but even that's not enough. They don't see it. But it's stuff that I started to see also by questioning and like, and also teachings from others, like that red shift, blue shift. I think I started opening my eyes to that with Santos, It's explaining me the electromagnetic field and stuff. Makes sense. Again, is it the whole truth and nothing but the truth? It's his opinion. It could be part of a reality also, because some of us are really thinking, are there, not just being fed nonsense. So yeah, it could be. But there's some hope. I think people are, because the fakery is becoming so obvious also. So obvious, all the fake stuff. It's more than ever in our face. Maybe eventually, but as long as they keep packaging it well and presented like something very divine and serene and stuff, like they will think it's reality. You can tell them nothing. That's why I think the world will never change, honestly, no? Because or it's gonna take a long time. If we want it to change, we have to change ourselves. That's why it's important to change yourself, because you cannot feed them the truth. They reject it. And it's why they're being fooled, I think, also. It's easier to fool them than to convince them they have been fooled. So they just keep on fooling and fooling people and take them for fools. Now it's going to be April Fool's Day soon. There's a reason why it's on the 1st of April. It's because it's the new year. But the muggles don't see that. They see the new year on the 1st. It's in your face also. They're telling you in your face, Fool's Day. Why? That's it. So everything at the end, maybe they don't feel, at the end of the day, they don't feel so bad about it, because they tell you you're just blind to it. You're completely blind to it. And even the ones that I thought would have an open mind would have, even them, they rejected, because they want to be like. Often the like me syndrome is stronger also. So you want to be like, you want to be, that's why you go on social media like crazy, because the like button and stuff. It's all to manipulate you. It's all to manipulate you and energize the matrix. So that's why it seems like it's more and more becoming real, this matrix. We kind of feel it, especially with the internet today and TVs. Like, why do you think they make big, huge TVs with the plasma and all the stuff? Like, it's a packaging. The TV, they don't see that the TV is an evil tool for this evil demiurge system. They don't see that, because the TV is pretty, like it's well packaged, it's huge. It's so now you can have TVs size of my wall here, 72, 78 inch, even more, like huge. Like that's why also when you go to a theater, you're impressed because the screen is huge. So hey, it's in your face. So yeah, that's why you keep going back to it, because it's big. Same like the news, it's big. It's on TV, it's big. So that's why people attach to that and think it's real. To me, it's very. To me and many others also, it's very obvious, and not just me that can tell you stuff like that. Me younger, I wouldn't have seen it. I was too busy, probably. But even that, saying you're too busy, it's because you're distracted. That's all. We're never too busy to live our life and to open our eyes. It's just we're distracted, and that distraction takes us out completely. Takes us out of your dream, of your goals, your aspiration, your truth, everything. And but they don't know. I didn't know all that. Like, I started working on myself to say, maybe I could become something or someone. 2014, I was 41 years old when I started to open up my eyes to life. It's never too late, like I said. But many of us also, it happens around that age, 40, 50-year-old, because that's an age where you start to question things. Because yeah, the maybe the brain has something to do. Maybe your brain keep expanding, and at one point you question more. But there's also people like my mother at 76-year-old that completely rejects. They prefer a fake reality because, like I said, they're fake themselves. So they attach ce qui ressemble, s'assemble. What resemble, assemble. So for sure, they will attach to unfractal stuff like this, very non-divine concepts, and like TV is a concept. TV is just a concept. It's a something to take the power away from man and woman, and they deliberately give their power away. So at one point, should we feel empathy or be sad for those beings that are trapped in a matrix? I don't know anymore. I tend to think that they deserve it because you have the possibility at any time. No, you're not plugged in the wall. You're not nothing. You can think on your own at any time during your life. You can say no to the nonsense, and from that point, bingo, you're on. You're on the right path. But it's just to say no. But for some, it's such a huge challenge to just say no to the nonsense because your whole existence is nonsense. So you're attracted to all the nonsense around until you realize that you're more than that. And we're all more than that. We're all more than what we are today, for sure. But again, it's something that I see from my own perspective and perception of life. But I think it has to do with exactly the way it's packaged. Think of anything in life. They all have a nice packaging. So if we don't recognize, if we can't see through the curtain of illusion, because it's like there's the packaging and there's a few layers. There's a few layers before you get to reality. Like to me, it was like that. That's why some calls it the overlay because there's different layers. But yeah, that's the world we live in. What you want me to do? I never thought it was so dark. Like it's very dark at times, though, especially when you're plugged in the matrix. Today I see the darkness. I didn't see it before, but today I'm capable to say, "Oh, this stuff is freaking dark." Like before, I wasn't able. I was like, "Oh, that's great. That's great music. That's no. It's all stuff to manipulate us." And also, the ones that are creating the manipulation are often very unaware because of a general unawareness. So I'm not blaming the musician, or they're just repeating a cycle. History has a tendency to repeat itself, they say. That's it. And the madness has tendency to repeat itself too. Like it's the cult of hoops, like Arthur says. Arthur told me once, he said, that's the cult of hoop because as soon as you leave one thing, one cult, you're going to jump into another and jump into another and another cult and another cult. So you can name them all. Even truth seekers is another cult. It's just another, it's the cult of hoop. So it's very important to retract from, I think, everything from the overlay, and do your thing, do your for sure. I use the matrix to broadcast this thing, you're gonna say, yeah, but it's okay to, we have to use the system to wake the system up, to wake the sheeple, the muggles or people in the matrix. So it's kind of a, if not, it's very hard. You cannot convince someone by email or sending them a text and say, hey, look, I saw this stuff that the government is doing. They won't even know. So they won't even pay attention or give attention to it because they're programmed to ridicule everything that has to do with somewhat reality. And I'm not talking flat earth or anything like that, because even that I think is part of a psyop. Like the whole thing is defined, like they want to define the reality for us. And when you look into the flat earth stuff, it's all defined. Like no one really, and it's all invented stuff. Like there's no really I don't think like so many stuff is being said, especially in the truthers on YouTube and everywhere online. There's so many theories, so many explanation and definition. At one point, I just want to go in the wood and close my ears and not listening to anything. That's why often I go, chilling spot and stuff like that on the side of the river. And that's the screen we should have is nature. But we have to use also what we have at our disposition to try to bring back the maximum hurtling soul to the back home. We have to whistle the herd back home because they're gone astray. They're going to the cliff and they all want to jump over the cliff. So it's time for some of us to kind of whistle the herd and say, hey, there's something happening here. But again, it has to be realized. I can't see it for you. You can't see it for me. We all have our own reality bubble and stuff, what we've been told and what we have believed all our life. And so if you not if you don't do a cleanup, if you don't wash your brain from all the stuff that's been given to you and fed to you over the years, it's going to be hard to be in touch with anything that has to do with reality. So, so yeah, I think that's the whole thing why we given so much to fear and stuff like that, and the Matrix is only because it's packaged well. It's presented to us on the they all have nice uniforms and stuff. It's I always found that weird, the uniform and looks so official, and the politicians with their ties and suits. And if there's a representation of evil, is that it's the suit and tie and the watches and stuff. Yeah, what a week. Wow, every week up, at, down, and run till dusk. Bonjour, bonjour, bliss, bliss. En direct de Floride. La belle Florida. Beautiful Florida. Yeah, so that's it. Hey, look carefully into Canadian law. Yeah, I heard about that. It's crazy what they are pushing in Canada and the school. Yeah, I heard it's about something has to do with racism or stuff like that. I saw Jordan Peterson before. He has a video about it. I started watching it, but I log off after 2 minutes. It's too much politics and stuff. I get very fed up at times to hear that kind of stuff. So I decided to leave his live stream. But yeah, it will be decades to fix this. Time to leave to Mexico. But is that really safe? Exact. Who knows? Is it really safe there too? I think anywhere we're gonna go, it could. Look, it's the same system everywhere we go. Whether that's why also Kim said to me, "Oh, it would be good to move or to go somewhere else." I said, "Wherever you go, you're gonna sleep in a bed anyway. Like, what's the point?" I know, and it's the same system. Like, if you come to Montreal, it's pretty much similar to Miami or Los Angeles or all the big cities. It's not different. It's the same Babylonian system everywhere. So you go to Mexico, you go to Tokyo, Paris. It's all the same. It's all the same system. Same, maybe not the same configuration of cities, but it's all pretty much the same. Good. It was Jordan period, but it will affect you life up there. Yeah. Yeah, I'll check it out maybe a bit more. It has to do with racism. They're crazy in a way. The government of Quebec here, you should see how much money they spent on just that thing, on the racism thing. To me, there's only first of all, it's stupid and ludicrous and crazy to talk about racism. Just that, because then you want to say that there's more than one race. We're the human race. We have different colors. Who care? Different shades of brown. That's all. And that's pretty at the same time. Like, we're not all the same colors, which is wonderful. It's a very colorful world, but it has nothing to do with race. Again, they try to make you think that there is more than it's all division and conquer, because uh, it's the Hurtling family. There's no race. There's no race. There's you might come from a certain part of this plane, but or you speak a certain language, but that doesn't define who you are. We let ourselves be defined by so many things: language, country, uh, uh, color of the skin. Uh, all this is nonsense, complete nonsense. Because did I chose the body I came in with? No, nobody choose the body they go in. So you come here the way you come, and you make the best of it. But it's important for them again to divide and conquer. So the race card is played often, often. Uh, Greetings, Norm. Greetings, Norm is in the house. Bing bong. Yeah, bing bong. Boom. Sneaky Biden signed up executive order quietly to control crypto by the government. Yeah, and it will affect controlling banks. I have to put my glasses if I can find them. Yeah, there. Yeah, hold on. They're forcing my eyes like crazy. Yes, crypto by the government, and it will affect controlling banks. Not that like banks. Yeah, not that I like banks. Yeah, but that's it. The banks. Honestly, it's anyway. If people, there's someone that said that if people would know how money functions, they would go out in the street, and there would be a massive revolt. You know, they create that out of thin air. They have all the. That's why it's not about money. Even the thing to make you think that it's about money here, follow the money. Follow. No, it's about power. They want power and control over all the beings of Earth. So that's why they play these cards and these magic tricks on us. They're like great magician because they put up an illusion in front of beings that they can't absolutely see when it's obvious. Same like a magician will do a trick in front of you. I don't think it's really magic. Sometimes the trickery is obvious, but because you're mesmerized by first his uniform, the Wiz package, it is a hat and magician and magic wand. All this has effect on us. If you would have a being naked in front, you would not probably even buy into it. So yeah, they wanted, yeah, they have what they deserve. Everything that everyone gets what them deserve, and that's what I said earlier. If we live in the world we live in, listen, with all this chaos in the last 2 years, they deserve it. We deserve everything because we are told it's in plain sight, and we are also being told often in movies and stuff like that. Everything's often about the trickery and the way we are being manipulated. But no, it doesn't register because, again, it's well packaged. So as long as you present them with a well packed product, whether it's the news, the slaughtering of the with the army, all the wars and stuff, like the wars, they won't argue going to war. First of all, they have a nice uniform and everything to put on, and medals and stuff. So they do not question why they kill others, and they do it in the name of God. That's the illusion, that they go kill in the name of God to defend the flag. That is not has nothing to do with reality, because countries are illusion, borders are illusion. All this matrix is illusion. We should all. I'm not saying it's not there. It is there, but it's an illusion that it's real. That it's should be part of a real reality here on Earth. But it's just pure nonsense to me. As I said, the borders are the ocean, the mountains, and the big stuff you can't easily get over with. Suck it up when gas was half the price when Trump left and instantly started increasing. How dumb can people? There's. eh, We are being very dumbed down. There's no doubt there. We're being dumbed down, but we willingly also participate in the dumbing down of humanity with all kinds of nonsense. Us propagating, they don't need. Most of the work is done by us. The rituals are all done by us. So That's why I say they get what they deserve. Lah. The masquerade, lah. The masquerade happening. Lah, is, first of all, they have been having mask on their face all their life. It's nothing new to me to see them with mask. When I go out, they have been having mask their whole life, and sometimes all over the friggin' face, and interchangeable for whatever events they go to, or like I don't know how can terrible, terrible. So much propaganda just exposed of the labs in Ukraine, like run by the USA. That dangerous, stupid Newland. Here is a yeah, that's it. The war maniac. They're war maniac, but it's well packaged. It's presented well. It's for the sake of the country. You know, it's ooh, protect my. I protect my flag and stuff. When and they go kill in that name. It's crazy. Oh, Putin in his timing calls them all up, but they're all together behind the scene. So that's why it's complete nonsense to think that 1% in Russia could go against the world like this. It's nonsense. So no, they're all together, and they're all about dumbing down humanity, having control, and making us suffer and stuff. And we willingly suffer for it. So it's crazy, but we kind of, like I said, deserve a bit what's happening. Not just a bit. It is happening for a reason. There's nothing happening for no reason, and I think this is a part of the game. It's a big game they play. It's a game of chess. Yeah, but the thing is, they're always ahead of you because they know all the reality is all the matrix is predicted in advance. They know 100 years in advance what's gonna happen. That's why it doesn't matter. You do this, that. You go protest, or they're not like you. No? They don't think like you. They don't have the same empathy level. They don't have. All they want is power, and you think they're gonna let go of their power because you go honk your horns and wave your flag, or get out all 100,000, 200, a million people in the street? You think that's gonna change anything? That's where you're stuck in an illusion. If you believe that, you're really stuck in very much with the illusion because they're not like us. They don't think like us. They don't have. I'm not saying they're not human. Maybe they're not. That I can't prove it. I can't. But I know they're not. They're not for the good of humanity. That's for sure. They're about power, and even the ones that you think are gonna come in and do good for you, it's always to manipulate you. Always, always, because you cannot be in that clique if you don't agree with the clique. Like it's a very select club. Those high politicians, high rank politicians. I'm talking not the backbench deputy, no, but maybe them too are into the matrix and very manipulated. But the high end, like the ministers and all that, it's like this is like a Freemasonry a bit. You have to be at a certain level to know certain stuff. So I think Freemason work like that too. You're going to reach 30, 31, 32, 33. You're going to start to know stuff you didn't know before. So same for high rank politicians. You will know the whole way it is manipulated when you get on top. If not, if you would enter, if they would tell you when you enter the political scene, you would probably run away because it's so evil and dark. But because you've been there for so many years, now they just gave themselves another raise in their salary. So you're always rewarded for your nonsense. So you just don't question it. But yeah, I think that's how it works pretty much. No? And yeah. There's no true qualificative in a way to. I don't know how to qualify these people. Honestly, they're maniacs, they're psychopaths, narcissistic sociopaths. Yeah, they're on a very hectic path. That's for sure. Suck it up. That's it. Oh, the gas. The gas is crazy. And the gas is like $2 a liter. In the States, I think it's like $5 a gallon. A gallon is 4 liter, I think. So yeah, it's about that. I think it's around 4 liter. A gallon US is a little bit more than a Canadian gallon. I don't know. There's two kinds of gallon, but here we go more with liters and kilometer. You go with miles and again, why is that? Why is that? Why in the States? Why when I cross the border now everything's in miles and Fahrenheit and in the miles Fahrenheit and the other one I just said gallons, and here it's all liters, kilometer. It's all metric system. Why in Canada it's the metric system, and USA it's imperial. I question that. I've never really looked into this. I think that's going to be my next thing. Why is it two different system of measure? Interesting, because yes, in California, $7 a gallon. Wow, that's like a dollar. Yeah, yeah, it's close to $2 a liter. I don't. I think it's 4 liter. Here it's $2 a liter. I put it the other day 196 or something. It's never been that high. Black roses in my garden. Yeah, black roses. Yeah, the garden. Yeah, it's gonna start soon for sure. That's why I tend to occupy myself today more with uh, grounding stuff. Like I was telling you, the grounding blocks today. I'm gonna start making them. Maybe there's a market for it. Grounding blocks. I told my wife. I said I'll start making them and selling them on the online on eBay. The grounding blocks. Sorry. I think it's a good idea. We can make it at home if you have a. Just to hold a piece of wood often also in your hand is very good. That's why maybe it's better. Is it why they went from wood crayons? Because back then in school, we always used to write with wooden pencil, and suddenly it changed to plastic. Plastic pens and push pin, the pushmin, uh, click click. I don't know how to say it. Groundation for the nation. Yeah, that's what we need. More groundation for the nation. I was in Lowe's in the electrical department. A guy stole $11,000 worth of electrical wire and ran out the door. Humanity will start. Yeah, for sure. That will happen. Even some say we're going to go into a food shortage and stuff. I don't know what to think about that, honestly. But I think it's gonna. I don't want to say it's gonna get ugly because it's kind of negative, but there's definitely something happening, something in. But it could be just another way to manipulate us and just create fear and stuff because it's very hard to stop inflation, recession, depression. Like it's cycle. It's a cycle, but I don't think the inflation will uh, be keep rising and rising and rising. At one point, it's just gonna say, like you said, the recession and depression. We have that in the past. It's not the first time it happened, but now it's at the record level. Record level, the inflation, especially I don't know other countries, but here in Canada, it's pretty bad because the government spend too much money. They're irresponsible. So irresponsible government will work for their own interest, spend money where they're gonna get more power like that because you get less rich. You're not as rich, so you're gonna pay more tax, more for your gas, more for your food. So you get poorer and poorer, and they get richer. So it's always been like that. It's nothing new. It's just now it's even kind of evident now when you see the gas. Even that they won't question it. Why is the gas $2 a liter? Like they don't nothing. It's normal. We're just gonna pump the gas and nag a little bit, go on social media and nag about it, but no, not question the deep fact. Why is it so high? They're never going to recognize that the politicians are fooling them with the monetary system. First of all, they don't question nothing. The muggle world, the common men, the common men and women do not question nothing. So that's why they don't see what's happening. It's and also, like I said, it's all about the packaging. So as long as we keep the same packaging for the news, for the police, for the army, for all of this, they won't see it. They won't see it because it's impressive. I always found that impressive before my self realization of all this. I always looked at army guy like, fuck, they're kind of fucking hot with their gear and stuff, the army gear and the uniform and the camouflage and stuff. Like I always found that very cool. Like I was into this and police too. I wanted to be a policeman when I was younger because I always liked the uniform, the gun and stuff. Until I realized that it's just to yeah, it's nonsense. But yeah, it's all about how long is goofball Trudeau left? He can be here as long as the people vote him in. But again, that's another illusion. They think you vote in anybody. You think that they lie to you on so many levels. You think elections are real? I never thought that. I thought it was always manipulated to the ones that they want to see there. So I wouldn't be surprised that Trudeau passes again. I wouldn't be surprised. And if it's the case, or it's either going to be Trudeau or Pierre Poilievre, the other one, the conservative guy who offers to save the Canada from all the misery on earth. So he offers the most beautiful stuff to people, and he's pointing out the goofball Trudeau all the time. So, but even that, look, you can find picture of him with Bill Gates and all those maniacs. So easy, really, for again. That's just an illusion. That's why I say it's never. You cannot. If you think you're gonna become Prime Minister of Canada without being in the clique, without following orders from people on top, because they're marionette. They're marionette. Comment tu dis ça en anglais? Puppets. Puppets on a string. That's all they are. It's the orders that doesn't come from the Parlement d'Ottawa. These guys are there just to. And if people would only realize this illusion of the politics, of the laws and the government, and no, because it looks good. It looks great. When they send you letters, they have a nice packaging, the logo. It's very important, the logos in this world. The logo sells a lot. Signs and symbols sells a lot. So they put their nice little flag on the envelope and the flag everywhere. And people are already have bought into the flag stuff, especially the Canada flag. Like now, it's traveling all over the world, the Canada flag. People are waving their flag. Like, so nonsense. But I think he's going to be there maybe another. But he can stay in office as long as it's not like USA. USA, I think it's 2 mandates, 8 years maximum they can stay. Here, I remember Jean Chrétien. Jean Chrétien was in office for like 10 years, even more. And Trudeau father, too, was in office for a long time. So, no, there's been a few that have stayed there quite long. So I wouldn't be surprised that goofball Trudeau stays there. Exact. But that's it. It's all. I think it's easy. Like I said, that was just a little reasoning on why people can't see what's happening. And Trudeau's wife is hiding. Yeah, never see her. But you can see her on the. There's been a big scandal on with the We Foundation. Apparently, there was a conflict of interest there. So if you research We Foundation, you can see the mother of Trudeau, the wife, and him, and one of his brother, go do speech in front of a youth. It's crazy. It's crazy shit. When I looked at them like, oh my god. Again, they fall for it, the people there, because it's the prime minister, it's the package. Take out this title, take out his name, his title, and all the illusion around the persona. And I'm not sure they're going to buy it that much, but the titles, and that's why they have corporal, general, sergeant. No, it's very important to have these titles because, yeah, yeah, Trudeau's father. They're all corrupt politicians. I think it's not a secret. I think they're all into one big club. And if you do some research, they're pretty much all into Freemasonry or secret society, discreet societies. So yeah, they're all pretty much greeting Suzanne, greeting Suzanne. They're all together behind the scene. That's obvious because they go at the Olympics together. That's something that never made sense to me. They go every 4 years, celebrate all together in with the Olympics, and they're all most of presidents and stuff are in the stadium all together. But then they go to war and kill each other. They hate each other, but then once every 4 years they love each other. Like, what is that? Complete nonsense. So if Russia would hate Ukraine so much, or USA, or come on, there would be a lot more bloodshed than that. But no, it's just and most of the stuff that is being reported, it's just fabricated news, just to captivate the attention, because your attention is what's the most precious. Precious here is your attention level, where you focus. So if they can have your attention and devour your energy with the matrix, they will. Yeah, they're in. Yeah, they want to spend money. The inflation will go up there too, like everywhere. That's why the war is very expensive to go to war. Very expensive. It costs a lot of money for a country to go to war, and that's by design. Again, it's common sense that they want to spend money, so let's go to war. And again, innocent by design, maybe. Are they really innocent people? But because they don't know that they don't know that they don't know, so in that sense, they're innocent. But we are responsible. We have a responsibility. We just ignore it. So for sure, there's going to be casualty and people dying in war and stuff because they think they're dying for a good cause. Also, that's the illusion, protecting the country or the nationalism. If they succeed to make you believe in your nation, game over. You're going to do anything to defend it. Yeah. It affects my ability to live. Yeah. Can't put my hand. That's it. Yeah. If I give attention, yeah, for sure. It's a must. But also where you focus and canalize your energies also, because they're being devoured. It's a lot about energy, sucking your energy. So as long as they have you hooked on the matrix and all the nonsense, the evil vibes are very happy, for sure, because there's divine vibes, but also not that there is. I don't think there is evil vibe. I think it's just us. It's just maybe there's something else there. Maybe they are something else than human and creating a different kind of vibration. Who knows? But as far as I seen here, I only seen human. Some are stupid, some are very intelligent, some are focused, some are distracted. There's all kinds. Some are very, very aware, some are completely unaware. So it's a big, big circus with a lot of muggles, and everything goes round and round and round like the merry-go-round. That's it. We're all on the merry-go-round and trying to find an exit out, but it is what it's like, a big, yeah, roller coaster of emotional nonsense. So as long as we stay plugged in, because that's why probably Neo is plugged in, in the Matrix and stuff. You have to unplug from the Matrix. So as long as when you unplug, I think it's because you're plugged on different channels, different Neo has more than one plug connected to him, one in the neck, one in, and that feeds him his supposed reality. But that's what we do. We have the news, we have the school, we have the government. Everyone is feeding us nonsense, and then it creates a fake reality, and we attach to it because the package is nice. Look, if they would present you the news with uh, very complicated concepts and stuff, you would probably not watch it. It's very simple, down to the illusion facts, and because it's not really factual most of the time. There is stuff maybe that is factual, but again, it's 1 out of 10 story fabricated that is real, and then the rest, the 9 out of 10, it's all fabricated stuff. But that's why I don't watch it anymore. Also, it's complete energy sucking. It's sucking your energy without you noticing it. That's why also we're very low vibration, because our energy is being sucked by the matrix, different channels. Like that's why you're plugged in in your back. Like Neo has all kinds of plug on his back. There's a reason why. Like it's not. That's why I say they tell you. They don't feel that bad about what they're doing. They wouldn't do it, I think, because they tell you. They tell us it's right in our face, but we're completely blind to it due to the way it's presented to us. Or we don't question it. We're not blind to it because we see it, but we don't question it because as soon as there's a questioning arising within any beings, the moment you ask question, you want to find answers. So you're going to start digging, and digging all the nonsense. And at one point, you're going to realize, oh my, this is really a huge lie. It's huge. It's so huge that I think the human mind is inabilitated to recognize it because it's so big. So big, but it's so obvious at the same time. But the magic trick is so big that it keeps you hypnotized. It's really that, and that's what the TV does. It's hypnotizing. Sit in front of a TV, watch a TV for a few hours. Good luck leaving it. You're going to be completely hypnotized unless you boop, close it, because there's also a lot of subliminal messages. Like that's why all these uniforms are full of subliminal messages. The army, the police, and people are not abilitated to recognize them. If you show it to me, I can point it to you. Oh, this is very occult. This is occult. This is, but no, they just see it as the policeman with the all the gear. It's impressive. Firemen, they have a gear, they have a costume. Every person of authority have a costume, because if they would be naked, like if you have someone here at the entrance of the city and completely go there in the middle of the road, okay, and tell people that the city is closed, you have to go back, dress very normal. Most would listen and go back. Not too many people would question, who are you? Why are you doing this? What's the fuckery? Like most people would not even question that. They would turn around and say, okay, the city's closed, we're going back. We can go shopping or whatever it is that you want to do. So yeah, most people do not yeah. Had my MRI last night. I got that to focus on in a safe, affordable home. I am working for furnishing vacation homes by owners for airborne concept. Yeah. Greetings, Bliss. Good luck in your good fortune in your adventure. Because luck is the good fortune you determine for yourself. Yeah. So that was my opinion tonight on why are we so blind. Yeah, it's not, once you have clarity, also once you uh, increase, not develop. You want to put the devil up? No, we want to increase. You know, you know what that is, right? Airborne, Airbnb, bed and breakfast, air bed and breakfast. Is that it? B and B. I think that's what you're talking about. So yeah, yeah. Air, bed, and breakfast. I haven't heard about it, but I'll check it out. Interesting. If it's that, you're probably gonna tell me very soon. So yeah, so that was it for tonight. So stay focused. Let go of the trying to explain things to others. It's pointless. I realize it's pointless today. If I would have to go back, I tell you, I would never. But again, it happened for a reason. Maybe you get emotional at the beginning, and you're kind of mad. If you're not mad, you're not paying attention. If you're not mad a little at the beginning, the madness will go away, no? And make place for serenity and calm. But it's going to be at first when you enter a storm, it's very turbulent. So, yeah, I had probably rage and madness at the beginning to see that I was being taken for a fool. But then I realized that I let that happen to myself too. So then I was more calm and serene and maybe navigating through this in a better way. But yeah, stay focused. I'm out and I'll be back here maybe tomorrow early, but I'm with Cindy on the Truman Show at 10. So probably before, like I have from 8 to 9, something like that. So, because of people. Now I heard something else too about mud flood. I don't know what the heck is this. There's so many stuff being thrown at us. Like there's going to be a huge mud flood. What the heck is this? So much nonsense. Anyway, I don't buy that. But anyway, like it's hard for me to anyway to attach to anything that's being said, and also from stuff that happened 200 years ago or 300. Like I don't know. People can make bank renting, huh? VRBO, Airbnb, Vacasa. People rent them out and have to furnish them. If you travel, it's an option to rent over hotels. Ah, nice. I'll check that out. And that's what you want to open, I guess. That's what you're working on. That's your project. Good. We'll try to catch you on. Yeah, I'll be on Truman Show. It's in French, but maybe we'll do it bilingual. Maybe we'll do it bilingual a bit, just to accommodate more beings, because not everyone speak French. I get it. A lot. There's a lot of people bilingual. It's not something unusual. It's usual, especially in my part of the country here, in Quebec, in South Quebec here. The more west you go, starting from Montreal, okay, the center of Montreal, going west, a lot of people are bilingual or speak English. The more you go east, the more French it is. So the pass, even in the middle of Montreal, the more you go east Montreal and getting out the island and then Trois-Rivières, Quebec, Sept-Îles, it's a lot French. You will find very few speaking English, but there is. Like you can live here in English without speaking French very, very easily. You'll get around anywhere, especially if you live around Montreal, like Greenfield Park. A lot of people are English. Honestly, I speak more English here, but maybe not in my village because me it's a small farmer village, so it's most are French. But even here, it's not uncommon to hear someone speak English. So that's why I tend to to go at it in English because I need practice also. So it helps me come here to practice, be more fluent, and have a better allocution. Allocution. Yeah. I speak French. Bonjour. Bonne fin de semaine. Yeah. Yeah. Bonjour. Pretty much everybody is capable to say that. But I get it. It's not easy. Also, it's not a language that's very easy to learn. There's a lot of verb and tense of verb. Like in English, it's three tense: present, past, future. In French, there's maybe 25, 30 verb tense. So it gets very it's something. And even I did all the schooling and everything, and yeah, I even went to CJEP. CJEP is like after high school here, you do 3 years and then university. University is the big school, the big indoctrination where it's happening. But that's it. Even after all this, I still cannot write it properly. It's a big ritual. French is a huge ritual. That's why maybe Freemason are doing ritual because franc-maçon, it started in France, I think it's originated. That's why franc, like français. Yeah. I think Freemason is not, they say Freemason, but it's more franc-maçon, I think. So, yeah. And we should be with the Freemason guy also again on the Truman Show next Thursday or something. I don't know. He's supposed to get back to me because I mean I want to go deeper also into the occult stuff around the Freemasonry. I just scratched the surface. I'm not done with him, so I will go more into the huge details of the occult and stuff. And because I think honestly, I think it's there primarily to manipulate beings because reality is not hidden, truth is not hidden. So what the heck are they doing in very unfractal temple doing rituals? What is that? Like that's divine? That's the part I have a bit of problem with. Why are they running to temples to do rituals when it's very unfractal? It's not like they're in nature and doing gardening or something to evolve, or so it's very dark. I find it's secret. I will never go into this, never. I know today, never will I go into this. uh, I'm just curious to know more about it, to have a greater perspective also of what I'm talking about, to know a bit what I'm talking. Coming from a Freemason himself, I will learn. And again, I'm not there to bash him, or he's just like me in this matrix trying to make sense of life. And if he has chose that avenue, I respect it. I'm not there to bash others or anything. I've never been like that, never did that. And I think we should all embrace our difference of opinion, difference of, and that it's not because he comes and tell me stuff that become my reality. No? I still have my own opinion on it, and it could change with something presented to me. In that maybe if it's not well packaged, I'll believe it, I'll buy into it, but when it's again, Freemason have this old uniform, the glove, the all the unfractal stuff, like I don't know, it just seems very ritualistic. And but I have more question for him, so definitely we will get together again, and we will do it in English too. I told Franco that I would love to do this the same but in English, so yeah, should be interesting. The jab went quiet. Yeah, of course. There's another distraction. It's the cult of oops, distraction after distraction. Now we've been distracted majorly over the last 2 years. Well, now there's going to be another one, and then it's going to resurface again. This nonsense and this and that. They never end. So they like to make fun of beings. Also, they like to make fun of the Muggles because they laugh with them. So if you make a joke to someone and he laughs with you, you'll keep making jokes. But it's because we don't see the coincidence also happening in some events. Like someone said a good example before. If someone flipped the coin in front of you and it ends up 10 times on the same side, will you believe it? Probably not. So, why do you believe they're nonsense? Because it's always the same stuff. Same thing. So, yeah. So, we will be there tomorrow. Large up, rise and shine. Give thanks. We're all alive. We're seeing more clear in all the nonsense day by day. If we can keep our attention focused at the where it's needed for evolution, like just unplug feels good. I'm not telling you what to do after with your life. You will find that the more you unplug, the more you realize who you are, what you have to do here. Maybe you have to do something quiet. You don't need to be like me, speaking with your face on YouTube. I feel that this is not a big thing for me. It's became très à l'aise à faire ça, comfortable doing it. So I do it, but there's certainly something we can all do to one point evolve out of this matrix nonsense. So large up, boom, I'm out. See ya. And remember, it's all love. Yes, because we're gonna evolve. So it's all love. See ya. Boom.